Hey everyone, it's Matt Frazier, the psychic medium, and I just got done doing live readings online, and the craziest thing happened. I had to come on to talk to you guys about this because it's the answer to the question that so many of you have been asking me. So many of you have been asking me, Matt, can we channel the souls of souls that we didn't know or that we didn't have a personal relationship? Some of you have been asking me, Matt, how do we summon souls, or how do we go and get spirits to be closest with us? You know how I told you in my other videos that your loved ones in spirit can hear you when you talk about them? And if you've watched some of my past videos, you'll know that your loved ones can hear you, right? Whether you speak to them out loud, through your thoughts, in your head, when you think about a loved one who had passed away, you ring the doorbell to heaven. The moment that you think about your dad that had passed, the moment that you think about your mom that had passed, without you even knowing it, your loved ones in the spirit get alerted. Think about it. Thoughts are energy, and thoughts are your direct connection to the spirit world. So when you think about a loved one, you automatically ring their doorbell in spirit, and your loved ones in spirit get super close because they want to hear what you're talking about, or what you're saying about, or what you're thinking about them. And I want to talk to you guys all about why this is important. Oh my God, I see my near-death experiences here. Sedona Dawn is here on YouTube. I'm happy that you're here. I see Gail is here as well. I see Linda is here on Instagram. I also see Von V is here. And I see Pauline Jane is here. And I see Patria is here. Oh my God, I can't speak today. And I see Stella is here as well. Hey, everyone, come on in. So the craziest thing happened during tonight's online reading. So I was reading all these different people. And then all of a sudden I was connecting with this girl and I wasn't sure what I was seeing, which always really intrigues me. Being a medium, when a soul comes through and I'm not sure what they're showing me, or if I'm not sure about the visions that they're trying to show me, I get really super excited because I take it as an opportunity to learn. Well, what was interesting is when I was connecting with this woman tonight during the online reading, I saw her grandfather with her, and she was close with her grandfather. She knew her grandfather. But then I also saw a soul that was with her that she didn't know. And right away, I was really intrigued. And it come to find out, it was her great-great-grandfather that had died. So the reason why I'm telling you this, have you guys ever thought about this? Leave it in the comments. Have you ever wondered if someone like your great-great-great-grandfather can see you, even though you never met that person? Like, for example, I don't even know who my great-great-grandfather is or was. But what's really cool is that my great-great-grandfather on the other side knows me, even though I don't know him. Well, that same thing is happening with you. Now, the thing is that normally when I do a reading, oh my God, thank you so much. Chrissy says, Bonita jacket, thank you. I decided to get all dressed up and surprise everybody for tonight's online reading. But anyway, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever wondered why it is that great-great-grandparents don't come through during psychic readings, right? Like, for example, it's very rare that I'll see your great-great-grandfather or your great-great-great-great-aunt or your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, right? The only time that I see these souls is if you had a personal connection, right? If you were lucky enough to know your great-great-grandmother, right? Then when I connect with you, chances are she'll come through during a reading because you knew her, you loved her, you had memories with her, you had a super close connection with her. But if you didn't know your great-great-grandfather, if you didn't know your great-great-grandmother, right, chances are they won't come through in a reading because of the fact that you didn't have a personal connection with them, and there's no reason for them to come through. There's no message for them to give to you. Now, sometimes it happens in a different way. Sometimes, for example, you might not know your grandfather that had passed away. He may have passed before you were born, but he might come through in a reading because maybe your dad's sick and he wants to let you know that he's watching over your father. Or maybe he has some advice for your father that's going in for treatment or whatever it may be. But there's always a personal connection there. But the reason why I'm telling you this is that there was a reading that happened tonight that shows us just how much spirits pay attention to us. So when I was connecting with this girl, I wasn't quite sure what I was seeing. Turns out her great-great-grandfather had passed away, you guys. They weren't sure if he was murdered. They weren't sure if it was suicide. but they started researching about him. She started going on ancestry.com. She started finding out about his life, who he was, all of these different things. And don't you know that they started putting together, her and the family, the mystery of his life and about what actually happened to him and what took place. Well, don't you know, tonight, his spirit came through. During tonight's online group reading, he came through because he knew that she was researching him. He knew that they were going and looking back on his life and looking back on his past and all of these things. It's a reading you get to see. And this proves one point. It proves that when you think about these loved ones on the other side, you bring your loved ones close to you. When you're reading about your great-great-grandfather's story, when you're going back through pictures of him, when you're talking to people that knew him or knew of him, or you're going and researching back into his life, you pull that spirit with you. It's not just people that you didn't know. It's people that are with you in life. Your loved ones love when you talk about them, when you reminisce about the past, when you go back through memories of them. And that's the reason why they come through to speak. Jive Goldfish says, I love the sound of your voice. Well, apparently the dead do too, because they just won't stop talking to me. But anyway, I want to show you this reading because this is something that sent chills down my spine. I was not expecting for this person's soul to come through today. And I can't wait to show you because I think that you're going to be really intrigued by this as well. And also what I want you to know is that this week, I am coming back on tour, you guys. This Thursday, you can meet me up close and personal. I'm coming to Stamford, Connecticut. I'm giving live readings at the Palace Theater. Then I'm coming to Peekskill, New York. We're pretty much sold out, but there might be a seat or two left in Peekskill. And then I'm coming to Baltimore, Maryland, Ashland, Kentucky, Bensalem, Pennsylvania, London, Ontario, Canada, Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, Gary, Indiana, Keene, New Hampshire, Concord, New Hampshire, Springfield, Massachusetts, Cohasset, Massachusetts, Hyannis, Massachusetts. So that being said, if you want to come and see me live and in person, go to meetmattfrazier.com. And if you want an online meeting, if you want to join me live online, I have a few spots left to May 17th. May 17th, that's Friday, May 17th at 8 o'clock p.m. I'm going to be giving readings in this office. And also Saturday, May 18th at 12 o'clock noon, I'll be giving readings in this office as well. But I can only allow a limited amount of people. So meetmattfrazier.com is where you can go to join me live and in person, or if you want to come and join me live on tour. But take a look at this reading. You got to take a look what happened. I'm getting the chills just thinking about it. This was so cool because it was so totally unexpected. And it's amazing how souls can come through from long ago and share with us details about their passing, their life, and even answer questions over mysteries that were left in the family from long ago. Take a look. And this is weird because I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing. Isn't that weird when a medium says that to you? Marlena, where are you from?
I'm in Auburn, Massachusetts.
Oh, you're right by me.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm glad that you're here. Right away, I have a grandfather with you that's stepping forward on the other side because he shows me that he's here loud and proud when I'm connecting with him. He also shows me he was in the military when I'm speaking to him because I keep seeing military memorabilia when I'm connecting with him. And he's also showing me like sepia tone pictures of him back in the day.
Yes.
But what I also don't understand is I see the soul that's here that I feel passive suicide when I'm connecting.
That's so, I don't know if it's this person. Well, I have two. But if you're talking about my grandfather, we have been digging into our ancestry, and his great grandfather passed away from what we believe either was a murder or suicide. So I'm the oldest of 16 cousins, and we've been talking about it on that side.
No, that's what it is. Because when I'm connecting, he shows me this
so
here.
Excited.
And I don't know if your siblings went to the grave or went to go visit that grave.
We had a whole plan to go, and we've been digging into ancestry, like I said, and at Thanksgiving, and the traffic was crazy. It's in Connecticut, and we haven't gone, but we're going to go. I
got to tell you, he's there with that grandfather. That's why when I told you I didn't know what I was seeing, this is what I mean. When I'm connecting, he's showing me this soul. And what's really interesting is that people always ask me, Matt, do we call souls into our life? How do we bring souls in? When you talk about a soul, you bring that soul close to you. So the fact is that even though you didn't know your great-grandfather, right? Your great-great-grandfather that passed away. Right. The fact that you went digging, you found out all about his life, and you're reading about him and talking about him and connecting with him. Mm-hmm. He's here with your grandfather that had passed.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
But I got to tell you, what's interesting is that this was suicide on how he had passed away. It was not a murder. And I see that when I'm connecting.
that is so good to like just to have that information because we just always wondered.
Yeah,
Which makes sense, but
I gotta tell you, what's really interesting is that he thinks it's really cool after all of these years, like that you all know about him and know who he is, and that you're actually going and like researching about his grave. He actually tells me that you all found a picture of him as well.
Yes.
So you know what he looks like, which is even cooler because he's saying to me, Matt, they found my picture. They found my picture. And do you know back in the day if he had a farm or if there was a farm?
He was on a farm. It's a little confusing. I wish my cousin Marita was on the phone, but he was on a farm and worked on a farm. He was in a barn with the suicide. There's news articles about that.
So when he died, they found him in that barn.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the hell up! That's so crazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna know as a medium. I don't know the things that they're gonna show me or why they show it to me. When I'm connecting with him, he says, "Tell him about the farm. Tell him about the farm." And he says to me, "The farm's not there anymore."
Oh, okay.
But he's telling me that it was built up or it was developed. There's something else that's there instead.
Yeah.
And
okay.
He's bringing that through. But what's interesting is that he's coming through because first of all, he is with your grandfather, like I said, but also on the other side, he says to me, "Thank you for telling his story." He tells me that I don't know if it was your cousin or who it is. I see them like she's not only just researching, but I see her like writing down his story.
Writing it. Yes. So it's my Ancestry account. And then, we all contribute. She wrote out a whole story and we've been like all researching it. Yeah. That's awesome.
What's so amazing is that he is there and watching over you. And the fact that your family, you have a bloodline to him is even cooler because he thinks that's so amazing that you're able to tell his story from the other side. And he just wants to thank you for that. Your grandfather who had passed also wants to let you know as well, because the moment that I'm connecting with him, he shows me visions of when you were just a little girl here in this world. Yeah. That was like his best moments. He showed me when I'm connecting with him. He was also a nature enthusiast as well, because he shows me loving to be outside. He actually shows me about being by the water. So I don't know if he used to bring you to the beach back when you were younger.
Yes.
Or what that is, because he's bringing that through. And I also see you with him feeding ducks. How do you connect with feeding the ducks?
Yes. He'd always bring me to the ocean, told me to count the waves, and he'd bring me to the lake and we'd feed the ducks.
He loves that because he showed me like little videos and he said like, look at this. And he showed me like you as a little girl with him and following behind him and giving you like bread to feed the ducks. He says, Matt, this was my favorite thing to do with her. He says, on the other side, he says, I go back to these memories all the time.
Love that.
What he needs you to know is this. He needs you to know that in spirit, not only is he okay, but he is there and with you every single day. He says, I'm just so sorry that she had to see so much with my passing. He says, I want her to know that I'm fine. I want her to know that I'm with her and that I am seeing that peace on the other side.
I love that. Thank you. That's so
I'm going to leave you with that.
Okay.
You guys, that happened just a few moments ago here in the office. And by the way, these are not private readings. Everybody keeps writing on my video saying, Matt, how do I get a reading with you? How do I get a reading with you? Well, she only paid $22 for that reading. If you missed out on tonight, I gave so many readings and I got to meet so many of you from Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. I mean, you name it. There were so many people on tonight that I got to meet and reconnect with. There were husbands that came through, children that came through, pets that came through, ex-boyfriends that came through. I'm not sure if they were happy about that. But the thing is that when you're in the presence of a medium, I can't help it. Your loved ones just start talking to me. So what I want you to know is that, sadly, I can only do a limited amount of online readings. April's all sold out. I won't be doing any more online readings in April. Except for tomorrow night. But that's sold out. But I want you to know that I have a few spots left to my online readings happening on May 16th and May 17th. So on May 16th and May 17th, and also May 28th, I'm going to be giving readings in this office. If you want to join me, you're just going to go to meetmattfrazier.com, meetmattfrazier.com right here. Do you see this? This is the link that you can go to that website and click on online readings. That's where you can come and join me. But what's really cool is that your loved ones hear you. Your loved ones hear you no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. The moment that you mention their name, you bring your loved ones closer to you. And you have loved ones that you don't even know are there and with you. Just like she had her great-great-grandfather watching over her, you have loved ones watching over you as well. You have angels, you have spirit guides, and you also have ancestors. So people who had passed before you were born are there and with you. Because even though they didn't get to know you here in life, what's really cool is that you once met your ancestors. You once met the people that that died before you. Before we're even born here in this world, what's really cool is that we're introduced to our spirit guide, our guardian angel, and the souls that have passed on before us. So even though it seems weird when sometimes you might have an ancestor come through or someone that you didn't know here in this world, or maybe it's happened to you where you feel a soul. And by the way, I'm so happy Karen says that's so comforting, and Lisa says, whoa, right? The thing is this, is that even though sometimes it might be weird when you feel a soul that you don't recognize or feel a soul that's with you and you don't know who it is, it's secretly just someone that wants good things for you. It's someone on the other side that's taking a special interest with you. Could be a great grandfather, could be a great grandmother, could be an aunt or someone that was close to the family that passed before you were born. But the most amazing thing is this, is that we're not meant to live life alone. And in fact, we don't. The souls are with us every single day. The souls of your pets, the souls of your loved ones, and your angels and spirit guides. And that's the most beautiful thing about life. So that being said, if you missed out on tonight's online reading, I'm going to be giving readings tomorrow online, but we're already sold out. But I want you to know that May 17th and May 18th, there's only a few spots left. It's $22 to join an online reading with me, but you've got to go to meetmattfrazier.com, meetmattfrazier.com while I have a few spots left. And I can't wait to meet you guys. I can't wait to help you connect with your loved ones. And I can't wait to show you proof of the afterlife and that your loved ones are truly with you. So meetmattfrazier.com. I want to thank all of you guys who joined me tonight. It was an honor and a privilege meeting your loved ones, connecting with the other side, and telling their story. So I will see you on May 16th. Head to meetmattfrazier.com. Don't disappoint me. Make sure that you're there because I can only read you if you're there. Or come see me live on tour. This week I'll be giving readings in Stamford, Connecticut, Peekskill, New York. Then I'm heading to Baltimore, Maryland, Ashland, Kentucky. I'll also be coming to Gary, Indiana, a whole bunch of places, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Los Angeles, California. Canada tour dates are all up on my website, meetmattfrazier.com. So many readings. My goal is to get to as many people as I possibly can this year. And I can't wait to meet you either in person or online. And more importantly, help you connect with your loved ones in spirit. But until then, pay attention to the signs. They're all around you. And if there's one thing I can tell you is that there is no such thing as dead. Your loved ones are always with you. And more importantly, no matter where you go, they go too. I'll see you soon.